If you're ready to take your English to another level today, hold on to your seat because I've got some breaking news. Well, hello, all of my students. I hope you're having a fantastic day. My name is Jay, and welcome to another English lesson here on the channel, where I have the opportunity to help you to improve your English comprehension, vocabulary, and fluency. I have another English from the news lesson. I am going to read through an article at a moderate pace, break down key vocabulary words and phrases, and I have 7 quiz questions for you today. I had 6, but I added an extra one. And at the end, I am going to provide the answers for you. Okay? So make sure you use the comments section to take notes. I hope you're ready for some learning and some laughter. Let's dive into today's lesson. Now, according to CBS News, U.S.-Iran talks uncertain as Trump issues final ultimatum before ceasefire ends. Okay, so when someone has an ultimatum, okay, say that with me, ultimatum. Okay, so an ultimatum is simply a noun, and it means that you have an important decision to make, okay? A final demand that usually has some type of consequence, all right? So, for instance, if you have a child that is misbehaving, you may say either you will start acting right, or I'm taking your phone, car keys, and all of your good shoes. That's an ultimatum. You're telling them they need to choose one thing or suffer the consequences, okay? Ultimatum, all right? Let's dive in. Tensions between the United States and Iran remain high as a fragile ceasefire approaches its deadline, with uncertainty surrounding whether peace talks in Pakistan will move forward. Okay, so when something is fragile, let's look at that first word. Fragile. Something that is fragile is easily broken. It's not that strong, it's weak, okay? So you might say the situation is fragile right now. Fragile, all right? The cup could be very fragile. The package that you get from Amazon or was delivered by UPS may have a sticker on it to say that it was very fragile, okay? Deadline, okay? A deadline is a noun that is described as a time limit to finish something. So you might say the deadline is tomorrow, all right? Or you might say, if you're going to go out on a date with me, the deadline to call me is 2 o'clock. Or if you have a closing on a property, the deadline for the appointment could be in 30 days. Okay, you got to buy the property within 30 days. Deadline. Okay, now notice that the agreements have some uncertainty. People are not sure what is going on. Uncertainty, not knowing what will happen. Okay, there is uncertainty about the outcome. Okay, I'm not sure if he is going to get in trouble or not. I'm pretty uncertain about the outcome. All right, let's continue. Officials say it is still uncertain if both sides will participate in negotiation. So notice here, both sides are unclear. So that continues to describe uncertainty. And oftentimes when something is unclear or uncertain, we may say it's up in the air, okay? There hasn't been a decision made yet, all right? It's up in the air. Okay, let's continue. President Donald Trump warned that time is running out, stating he expects to be bombing again. That's crazy. If a deal is not reached soon. That is crazy. Just to tell another country, either you do what I say or we're going to start bombing soon. I mean, there are a lot of lives on the line here. So this is just a serious situation, but it's almost comical to think that you would hear a world leader say things like this. It's just unreal, okay? Let's continue. The ceasefire, which was originally set for 2 weeks, depends on both sides reaching an agreement before the deadline. However, Iran has rejected against U.S. demands, calling them unreasonable and refusing to negotiate under pressure. So when you reject what someone has to say, you're pretty much refusing something that someone has said. You refuse to accept it. I reject that, okay? She decided to reject the offer, you might say. Okay, so I am not receiving. I am not agreeing with. I am rejecting, all right? Now, notice that the demands were called unreasonable, okay? Something that is unreasonable. Unreasonable is not fair, not logical, or it doesn't make sense, all right? It's not sensible. It's unreasonable, okay? So you might say the request seemed unreasonable, all right? So you want me to drive, pay for the meal, pay for the movie, and then do it all over again next week? That's unreasonable, okay? So you want me to pay for the gas, pay for the airline ticket, pay for the hotel room and the rental car, and you're just going to buy the movie tickets? That's unreasonable. Okay, let's continue. Pakistan has been acting as a mediator, trying to bring both sides together for talks in Islamabad. I hope that's how you pronounce it. Islamabad. Still, officials say there is no guarantee that discussions will actually happen. Okay, so I gave you this word last month, a mediator. Do you remember what a mediator is? You should be able to figure this out. Mediator, someone that is in the middle, okay? A person who helps resolve a conflict. They sit in the middle of the parties that are in disagreement, and that person helps them come to a solution. Mediator. So you might say the mediator helped both sides talk, okay? Mediator. Okay, this is what we want to do. We want to take a quick quiz. Let's look at our first quiz for today. All right, I think I have 1, 2, 3 options: unreasonable, ultimatum, and fragile. Let's see if you can get these correct. Use the comment section to put your answers, okay? Number 1, he gave an blank during the argument. Number two, the situation was very blank right now. And number three, the demand seemed blank to many people. Okay? So, fragile, unreasonable, ultimatum, or are your options. Let's see if you can get those correct. All right, let's continue with today's lesson, and then I'll give you the second quiz. Still, officials say there is no guarantee that discussions will actually happen. Meanwhile, military tensions remain active, with concerns that fighting could resume if the ceasefire collapses. So when something resumes, it continues, okay? So for instance, if you're watching Netflix or you're watching a movie and you press pause, it stops. But if you want to resume, you would press pause again or play, and the movie would start. Resume. Okay, something that collapses, it fails. All right, collapse, it fails. And of course, ceasefire means to stop fighting, stop warring, cease fire. Okay, let's continue as I spray some honey for my dry throat. Experts say the situation is highly sensitive and could shift quickly depending on decisions made in the coming days. Could shift quickly. Shift could change. Okay, something new could happen. For now, the future of the ceasefire remains uncertain as both sides weigh whether to continue diplomacy or return to conflict. So, in other words, they're basically saying, are we going to keep fighting or come to a solution? All right. And we hope that this situation ends well and peacefully. There are a lot of lives that could be in danger. Okay. So let's read through this article at a faster pace without stopping. And then I'll give you our last quiz for today. And let's see if you can get all of those correct. Tensions between the United States and Iran remain high as a fragile ceasefire approaches its deadline, with uncertainty surrounding whether peace talks in Pakistan will move forward. Officials say it is still unclear if both sides will participate in negotiations. President Donald Trump warned that time is running out, stating he expects to be bombing again if a deal is not reached soon. The ceasefire, which was originally set for 2 weeks, depends on both sides reaching an agreement before the deadline. However, Iran has rejected against U.S. demands, calling them unreasonable and refusing to negotiate under pressure. Pakistan has been acting as a mediator, trying to bring both sides together for talks in Islamabad. Still, officials say there is no guarantee that discussions will actually happen. Meanwhile, military tensions remain active, with concerns that fighting could resume if the ceasefire collapses. Experts say the situation is highly sensitive and could shift quickly, depending on decisions made in the coming days. For now, the future of the ceasefire remains uncertain as both sides weigh whether to continue diplomacy or return to conflict. All right. Okay, let's look at today's last quiz and let's see if you can get these correct. My options are uncertainty, reject, mediator, and deadline. Okay. Number 1, a blank helped resolve the conflict. Number 2, they decided to blank the proposal. Number 3, the blank is coming soon. And finally, there is blank or there is still blank about the future. Okay? So, that's going to do it for today's second quiz. Before I post the answers, I want you to remember, study every day. Consistency is key. Okay, make sure you take 2 words or more from today's lesson and use them in a sentence within the next week. Make sure you go back and watch today's lesson twice, once with subtitles on and once with subtitles off. This will boost your confidence and comprehension. And as always, if you have enjoyed today's lesson, make sure you share it with a friend. Let me know where you're watching from, if this is your first time or your second time, or let me know how many days have you been watching in a row. Have you been seeing your English improve? In what ways? Are there certain words that you've learned? I would love to hear from you down in the comments section. All right. Also, if you're not a subscriber, make sure you subscribe. And if you would like, consider becoming a channel member like some of these great guys and girls. Thank you so much. I want to salute you and acknowledge you. You are helping me to reach people and improve their English. Okay? All right. If you haven't taken the quizzes yet, make sure you pause because here are the answers. Okay? I will put them on the screen very, very quickly. Uh-oh, those are not my answers. Let's see. Hold on here. Let's go back. There we go. All right, ready? Here we go. Those are the answers today for the quiz, all right? Alrighty then, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope that you have enjoyed today's lesson. I hope that you get some rest and enjoy the rest of your day so you can join me on my next English lesson. I'll see you then.